Ladies, have you ever wondered if a guy is truly into you? Sometimes words don't tell the whole story, but body language and subtle behaviors do. Men, whether they realize it or not, exhibit certain flirty behaviors that they simply can't hide when they're attracted to someone. Today we're breaking it down into 4 key areas that reveal when a man is genuinely interested in you. When a man is truly into you, his body language speaks volumes before he even says a word. Unlike verbal communication, which can be controlled and filtered, body language is often subconscious and reveals a person's genuine emotions. Men, even if they try to hide their feelings, naturally display certain physical cues when they are attracted to someone. These behaviors may be subtle, but when you start paying attention, you'll notice patterns that indicate he is drawn to you. One of the first signs that a man is interested is how he positions his body around you. When a guy likes you, he subconsciously leans in when you speak. This simple action shows that he is fully engaged and wants to be closer to you. Even if you're in a group setting, you may notice that his torso, feet, or shoulders are always angled toward you, signaling his focus is on you even when others are around. If he stands or sits with an open posture, shoulders back, chest slightly puffed out, it's often a sign that he wants to appear more confident and appealing in your presence. Another key behavior is eye contact. A man who is genuinely into you will hold eye contact longer than usual, not in a creepy or intimidating way, but in a way that shows interest and connection. Prolonged eye contact releases oxytocin, a bonding hormone, which creates a sense of intimacy and attraction. If he frequently locks eyes with you and holds your gaze, it's a strong indication that he's captivated by you. On the other hand, if he quickly looks away when you catch him staring, it could mean he's feeling shy or nervous around you. Another telltale sign of attraction. Mirroring is another subconscious action that men exhibit when they like someone. If you take a sip of your drink, adjust your hair, or shift in your seat, and he does the same shortly after, it means he is unconsciously syncing his body movements with yours. This happens because when people feel a strong connection with someone, they naturally mimic their actions. It's a way of building rapport and establishing harmony between two people. The more he mirrors you, the more likely it is that he feels comfortable and drawn to you on a deeper level. Physical touch, even in small and subtle ways, is one of the most revealing signs of attraction. A man who is into you will find excuses to make light, casual contact. It could be a gentle touch on your arm when he's making a point, brushing his hand against yours when reaching for something, or playfully nudging you during a conversation. These small touches create a sense of closeness and are often his way of testing your response to see if you're comfortable with his touch. If you notice him initiating these small touches often, it's a clear indicator that he wants to build a stronger physical connection with you. Fidgeting and nervous habits can also reveal a man's feelings for you. If he plays with his hands, taps his fingers, adjusts his clothing, or runs his hand through his hair when talking to you, he might be feeling a mix of excitement and nervous energy. These small actions show that he cares about how he presents himself around you and wants to make a good impression. Some men might also start fixing their appearance, such as straightening their shirt, adjusting their tie, or smoothing their hair when they see you. This grooming behavior is a natural response when someone wants to look their best for a person they're attracted to. Another powerful indicator is proximity. A man who is attracted to you will naturally find ways to be closer to you, even if he doesn't realize he's doing it. If he consistently stands or sits closer to you than necessary, it's because he enjoys being in your presence. In social settings, he might subtly inch closer over time, making sure he's always within your space. He might also find reasons to linger around you, whether it's extending a conversation, staying behind when others leave, or simply positioning himself nearby without making it obvious. Facial expressions also play a big role in revealing a man's interest. When a guy likes you, his face lights up when he sees you. His eyebrows may raise slightly when you enter the room. His pupils may dilate, and he might flash an instant smile even before saying anything. If he's genuinely interested, his expressions will be warm, engaged, and full of emotion when he interacts with you. Pay attention to how his face reacts when you speak. Does he look fascinated? Does he nod along and maintain a soft smile? These are all signs that he's deeply engaged and enjoying every second with you. Even his breathing patterns can change when he's around you. If you notice his breathing becomes slightly faster or he takes deeper breaths, it could be his body's natural reaction to being near someone he finds attractive. When a person is excited or nervous, their heart rate increases, leading to noticeable changes in breathing. While this is a more subtle sign, it adds to the overall body language cues that indicate attraction. In group settings, a man who likes you may show protective instincts. If he subtly places his hand on your back to guide you through a crowd, stands between you and someone else in a way that shields you, or steps in when someone makes a comment that he thinks might make you uncomfortable, it's his way of showing he cares. These protective behaviors are subconscious ways of demonstrating his interest and desire to make you feel safe and valued. Lastly, one of the strongest indicators of attraction is his level of attentiveness. A man who is truly into you will focus on you when you speak, nodding, responding with enthusiasm, and engaging in meaningful conversation. He won't be distracted by his phone or looking around the room. Instead, his body will be turned toward you, his eyes locked on yours, and he'll be fully present in the moment. In conclusion, a man's body language is a window into his true feelings. While he might not always express his emotions verbally, his actions will speak louder than words. From prolonged eye contact and subtle mirroring to protective gestures and nervous fidgeting, these small yet powerful behaviors reveal his genuine interest. By paying close attention to these signals, you can decode his attraction and know for sure whether he's into you. When a man is truly interested in a woman, he often can't help but express his feelings through his facial expressions and playful behavior. One of the most obvious and universal signs of attraction is smiling. A man who likes you will naturally smile more in your presence, even without realizing it. His face lights up the moment he sees you, and that expression tends to linger throughout your interaction. This isn't just a polite or friendly smile, it's a genuine one that reaches his eyes, creating warmth and excitement in his demeanor. A real smile is hard to fake, and when a man is truly interested, it's impossible for him to hide his happiness around you. When someone is drawn to another person, their body releases dopamine, a chemical associated with pleasure and reward. This often results in spontaneous smiling and an overall positive energy. If you notice that a man's smile is different when he's around you, wider, more frequent, or accompanied by a subtle smirk, it's a strong indicator that he enjoys your presence and is comfortable expressing it. Even if he tries to maintain a serious expression, he may catch himself smiling whenever you say something amusing, or simply when he looks at you. He might even shake his head and smile after you tease him, as if he can't believe how much he enjoys talking to you. Beyond smiling, playful teasing is another major sign that a man is attracted to you. When a guy likes you, he wants to establish a special dynamic, one that's fun, light-hearted, and unique between the two of you. Teasing allows him to flirt without being overly direct, creating a sense of connection and playful chemistry. He might gently poke fun at something you say, imitate your expressions in a light-hearted way, or jokingly challenge you to a debate over something trivial. This kind of teasing isn't meant to be mean or hurtful. It's a way for him to keep the conversation engaging while seeing how you respond to his humor. Many men use teasing as a method to test the waters and gauge your reaction. If you laugh along with him and playfully tease him back, it signals that you're comfortable with him and enjoy the interaction. This back and forth banter builds rapport and can create an exciting dynamic between the two of you. A man who likes you will often try to be witty around you, hoping to make you smile or laugh because seeing you happy gives him a sense of satisfaction. Even if he's normally reserved, he may surprise you by making more jokes when you're around, showing that he wants to make an impression. Sometimes a man's teasing will involve giving you fun or unique nicknames. If he playfully calls you by a nickname that only he uses, it's a subtle way of establishing a special connection. This makes your conversations feel different from those he has with others, creating an inside joke or an exclusive bond that only the two of you share. He may also tease you about something specific, like the way you always order the same coffee, your obsession with a certain TV show, or your tendency to get competitive in games. These little details show that he's paying attention to who you are and using them as a way to keep the conversation lively and flirty. Another interesting thing to observe is how his teasing changes based on his comfort level with you. In the beginning, it may be subtle, light jokes or small observations, but as he gets more comfortable, he might become bolder with his teasing, confident that you'll understand his humor and not take it the wrong way. He may even start playfully challenging you, such as daring you to do something funny or acting like he's winning in an imaginary competition between the two of you. This isn't about proving superiority. It's about adding an element of excitement to your teasing is also a way for a man to build tension. If he lightly argues with you over something silly, like which pizza topping is the best or whether cats or dogs make better pets, it's not because he actually cares about the topic. It's because he enjoys sparking fun debates with you and keeping the energy lively. This type of interaction creates a push and pull effect that can be very attractive. The more playful teasing that happens, the more likely it is that he sees you as someone special. Sometimes a man's nervous energy also plays a role in his teasing. If he's particularly interested in you but doesn't know how to express it directly, he might resort to jokes as a way to cover up his nervousness. He could tease you about how you always take too long to reply to messages or pretend to be offended by something you said just to see how you react. This kind of teasing is his way of keeping the mood light while also maintaining your attention. It's important to differentiate between playful, flirty teasing and mean-spirited teasing. A man who likes you will never make you feel bad about yourself or put you down in a way that hurts. Instead, his teasing will make you smile, encourage laughter, and make you feel more connected to him. If his teasing is combined with compliments, such as saying you're too smart for your own good, or jokingly calling you trouble because he enjoys your company so much, then it's clear that he's using humor as a form of attraction. Another sign to look out for is whether he teases you differently than he does with others. If he's generally a jokester, but his teasing towards you feels more personal and playful rather than generic, it's a strong sign that he sees you in a different light. He may be more attentive when teasing you, watching your reaction closely to see if you're enjoying the interaction. He might also tease you in a way that invites more conversation, ensuring that the teasing doesn't end quickly, but instead keeps the two of you engaged. If a man can't stop smiling around you and constantly finds ways to tease you, it's a clear sign that he's attracted to you. His body language, laughter, and playfulness all indicate that he enjoys your company and feels a connection. While words can sometimes be misleading, these natural, unfiltered behaviors are hard to fake. The next time you notice a man grinning whenever you're near and playfully challenging you in conversation, take it as a strong hint that he's into you. His actions are speaking louder than his words, and chances are he's hoping you notice. When a man is genuinely interested in you, one of the most telling signs is his desire to be physically close to you. Whether consciously or unconsciously, he finds ways to decrease the space between you, using proximity as a form of silent attraction. This behavior is instinctive. When someone likes another person, they naturally gravitate toward them, seeking opportunities to be in their presence. Even in a crowded room, his body seems to be drawn to yours, and he positions himself in ways that bring him closer without making it too obvious. One of the most subtle yet powerful ways a man shows his interest is by consistently finding excuses to be near you. He might lean in slightly when you're talking, even when there's no real reason to do so. He may position himself next to you instead of across from you in group settings, or he might shift his seat closer when sitting beside you. But if you're standing together, he may angle his body toward yours rather than away. These small gestures may seem insignificant at first, but when they happen repeatedly, they reveal his subconscious need to be near you. When a man likes someone, physical proximity often extends beyond just standing or sitting closer. He will also find ways to touch you in a natural and non-intrusive way. This could be a light touch on your arm when he's making a point, a playful nudge when he's teasing you, or a guiding hand on your back when moving through a crowded space. These subtle touches create a sense of connection and intimacy, even if they last only a few seconds. They also serve as a test. If you respond positively, he may become bolder in his approach, gradually increasing physical contact in ways that feel comfortable and mutual. His need to be close to you is especially noticeable in social settings. If you're in a group, pay attention to how often he ends up near you, even when it's not necessary. He may naturally drift toward you during conversations, choosing to stand beside you instead of across the room. If he has the option to sit anywhere, he often picks the seat next to yours rather than a random one. In a busy environment, he might use the excuse of background noise to lean in closer when talking, making sure he hears you clearly. These are all ways he creates an opportunity to be near you without making it obvious that he's intentionally doing so. Even when physical closeness isn't possible, he may still find other ways to maintain a sense of proximity. For example, he might linger around you longer than necessary, hesitating before leaving a conversation or hanging back when others have already moved on. He may also find small excuses to stay in your orbit, such as asking for your help with something simple, pretending to need your opinion on something trivial, or coincidentally showing up in places where he knows you'll be. These moments may seem random, but when they happen frequently, they suggest that he is making an effort to be near you as often as possible. Another way a man demonstrates his attraction through proximity is by mirroring your movements. This is an unconscious behavior that happens when people feel a strong connection with someone. If you lean forward while speaking, he may do the same. If you cross your arms, he might mirror that posture without realizing it. This subtle synchronization happens because he is attuned to your presence and is subconsciously matching your energy. It's a sign that he is engaged with you and wants to establish a deeper connection. His voice and tone may also change when he's near you. A man who likes you will often speak more softly or lower his tone when talking to you, as if to create a more intimate conversation. He may also slow down his speech slightly, giving the impression that he's savoring the interaction. If he tends to be loud and animated with others, but becomes more focused and calm when speaking to you, it's a sign that he's intentionally trying to create a different kind of closeness. In some cases, he might also use physical objects as a way to get closer to you. If you're sitting next to each other, he might shift his phone, drink, or other personal items slightly toward your space, as a subconscious way of closing the gap. If you're at a table, he may position his chair at an angle that allows him to face you more directly. These small adjustments might not seem like much, but they are often subtle attempts to bridge the physical distance between you. Even in digital interactions, a man who likes you will find ways to maintain a sense of closeness. He may text you frequently, respond quickly to your messages, or find reasons to continue the conversation, even when it could naturally end. If you're in a group chat or online meeting, he might react to your messages more than others, reinforcing the idea that he wants to stay connected. When a man is drawn to someone, physical presence isn't always necessary. He will still seek ways to be close in any way possible. His body language around you also provides clues about his desire for closeness. When standing near you, he may angle his feet toward you rather than away, showing that his attention is fully on you. If he's sitting, he might turn his body toward you, even if he's supposed to be facing another direction. These small but meaningful adjustments indicate that he is fully engaged and interested in maintaining that closeness. A man who likes you will also respect your personal space while still finding ways to close the distance. He won't invade your space in a way that feels uncomfortable, but he will gradually decrease the gap between you over time. If you step closer to him, he won't step away. Instead, he will welcome the proximity, showing that he enjoys being near you. If he's confident in his attraction, he may even test the waters by seeing how you respond to closer interactions, adjusting his approach based on your reactions. Ultimately, a man who finds ways to be close to you is revealing his true feelings through actions rather than words. Whether it's subtle touches, mirroring movements, or naturally gravitating toward you in social situations, his behavior reflects his desire to be near you. These moments of closeness create a deeper connection, making it clear that he isn't just interested in casual conversation. He genuinely enjoys your presence and wants to be in your space as often as possible. When a man is truly interested in you, one of the most telling signs is his ability to remember the little things about you. Unlike casual acquaintances who may only recall basic details, a man who is genuinely into you pays attention to the small things that matter. These details, which may seem insignificant to others, become important to him because they are connected to you. Whether it's something you mentioned in passing or a tiny detail about your preferences, his ability to remember and bring them up later shows that he is deeply engaged in your world. One of the clearest signs of his interest is when he recalls things you've said, even if they were just random comments. Maybe you casually mentioned your favorite coffee order once, and the next time you meet, he surprises you with it. Perhaps you talked about a childhood memory and later he brings it up in conversation, showing that he was genuinely listening. These moments demonstrate that he isn't just hearing your words, he is actively absorbing them. For him, your words aren't just background noise, they are valuable insights into who you are, and he treasures them. He also remembers your likes and dislikes, adjusting his actions accordingly to make you feel comfortable and appreciated. If you once mentioned that you don't like spicy food, he won't suggest a dinner spot known for its fiery dishes. If you talked about your love for a specific music genre, he might send you a song recommendation or even play your favorite artist when you're around. These thoughtful gestures aren't grand romantic moves, but they are meaningful because they show that he cares enough to take note of what makes you happy. Beyond just remembering facts, he also pays attention to your emotions and moods. If you told him you had an important meeting coming up, he might check in later to ask how it went. If he notices that you seem a little off, he may ask if everything is okay or find a way to make you smile. This attentiveness shows that he isn't just focused on the good times, he wants to be there for you in all moments. He values not only what you say, but also how you feel, making an effort to understand your emotional world. When a man is truly interested in you, he remembers special dates and milestones without needing reminder. Even if it's not something major like a birthday, he might recall the anniversary of a fun memory you shared, like the day you first met or the time you had an unforgettable conversation. If you told him about a family member's birthday, he might ask about it later, showing that he values the people who are important to you. These small but meaningful acts demonstrate that he considers you a priority and that your life events matter to him. Another sign that he remembers the little things is when he brings up inside jokes or shared experiences. If you once laughed about something funny, he may reference it later, creating a unique bond between the two of you. Inside jokes act as a bridge that connects you both in a way that no one else understands. By bringing them up, he is reinforcing your connection and reminding you of the good times you've shared. It's his way of saying, I remember this moment because it was special to me too. He may also use what he remembers to surprise you in unexpected ways. If you mention that you've always wanted to try a specific activity, he might suggest doing it together one day. If you talked about a book you love, he might bring it up in conversation or even read it himself just to have something to talk about with you. These actions are not just thoughtful, they show that he genuinely wants to be part of your world and share in the things that matter to you. His ability to remember the small things extends beyond just words. It includes noticing patterns in your behavior and habits. If he realizes that you always order the same kind of drink, he may tease you about it in a playful way. If he notices that you like wearing a particular color, he may compliment you when you wear it. These observations may seem minor, but they indicate that he is paying attention to you on a deeper level than most people would. Even in everyday conversations, he finds ways to weave in things he remembers about you. If you once mention a favorite childhood movie, he might reference it when the topic comes up, showing that he associates that memory with you. If you said you had a dream of traveling to a specific place, he might ask you about it later, proving that your words left a lasting impression on him. These moments may seem small, but they reveal that he values your thoughts and experiences. Another important aspect of this behavior is that he doesn't just remember things about you, he remembers how you make him feel. He associates positive emotions with your presence and keeps track of the moments that made him happy. That's why he brings up past conversations, recalls small details, and pays attention to things that most people would overlook. It's his way of showing that you have a meaningful impact on his life, and he wants you to know that he notices and appreciates you. When a man remembers the little things, it's not just about having a good memory, it's about care, attention, and genuine interest. His ability to recall details about you is a sign that he values you on a deeper level, and he sees you as more than just someone he enjoys spending time with. It's a reflection of his emotional investment, showing that he isn't just interested in surface-level attraction, but in truly understanding who you are. Through these small acts of remembrance, he is telling you, in the most subtle yet powerful way, that you matter to him,